Beautiful, Ted. Beautiful. Beautiful. We give gratitude for Mother Sass leading us in our African libations. And Sister Carmen, will you continue? Do you mind keep beating the drum? Just the sound of the drum is just a firm reminder of our heritage and the spirit that remains with us. Now I'm going to, everyone can have a seat. Now I'm going to just share a little bit about Nazura's life work. I love how the universe works. It's such a small world. Through Nazura's passing or transition, as I like to refer it to, I was able to greet and to talk to some of her family members and extended family, those that were all mourning the loss of such a beautiful soul. But through that conversation came a lot of discovery, and just goes to show how we're forever connected. The biggest discovery of them all was Sister Tiffany. Sister Tiffany is from Pittsburgh, and her grandmother happened to mention to her that her cousin is a member of a gun club, and it was through the gun club that her cousin had a relationship with Nazura as well. So we are all separated by literally 6 degrees of separation. I believe that we're also divinely connected. So she sent a beautiful, her grandmother sent a beautiful life work of Nazura, and I just want to share that with this family so that we understood just not what we lost but what we gained. I don't think of her leaving necessarily as a loss anymore. At first I struggled with it tremendously because I'm used to speaking to her every week, but I think about how in just a short time she made such a significant impact, not just in my life but in all of our lives. And then had we had known her for years, like some people have, you know, what they would have encountered and what they did encounter. So I give gratitude for that. So I want to just share with you about Sister Nazura. And although we practiced her last name at least 4 or 5 times in that room in Ghana, I still don't have her last name. So I'm going to work my way through it, but I just want to share about her life's work. Nazura Eshe Aseyuduru was born in Columbia, South Carolina on April 19, 1978 as Dolores Heyman to the late Luther Heyman and Janice Holmes Heyman. As a child, she moved to McKees Rock, Pennsylvania with her mother and credits this community as her official stomping ground. As she grew older, she became very outgoing and enjoyed playing basketball, singing, laughing, and we all know that laugh, and acting. She graduated from Carleton High School in Carnegie, Pennsylvania, went on to earn a Bachelor of Science degree in Social Work from Point Park University, and continued her formal education at Chapman University, where she earned a master's degree in Organizational Leadership and Transformation. She was employed by Southwinds Inc. for 19 years. Nazura was committed to growing her consciousness and decided to change her name in the early 2000s to Nazura, which means foremost, Ashe, which is life, and Aseyuduru, which represents the divinity of Mother Earth. She was incredibly passionate and proud of her culture, community, and family, and loved organizing events and gatherings that brought people together. That's how I know she would be pleased about this gathering. Through her critical community work, first through Sankofa Community Empowerment, and then later through a number of other grassroots initiatives, such as Hill District Consensus Group and Harambee Ujima Black Arts Association, Nazura was a spark for the local black population of Pittsburgh to get engaged and active in addressing the challenges of her people. Her love for the community can be seen in the work she did by serving and empowering black people in socially practical and culturally relevant ways, such as food and clothing drives and ongoing sister circles. Nazura believed that it was up to black people, and in particular black women, to have an agenda that promotes leadership, self-love, transformative healing, and accountability to build communities and forward humanity. During the last several months, Nazura traveled to Accra, Ghana, where we all met her beautiful soul, and Lagos, Nigeria, Ashe. A devoted daughter and friend, she was a mentor to many and will be remembered as an activist, Nubian queen, warrior, and humble servant and advocate. So at this time, I invite family members to just briefly share about your encounter and your experience with Nazura through our 2 weeks of traveling together, of living together, of being with one another in community. And even from that moment, the monthly calls, the 50,000 emails that she loved to send, and all the correspondence that took place from then until now. So no particular order. As Spirit leads, if anyone wants to share about their own personal encounter.
Right now, I'd be very brief. It was the moment that really communicated to me who my sister self was and is.
Yeah.
Was when she immediately let me know that she lived by the Nguzo Saba. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa was one of my calligraphy products that I made available as I journey, etc. Many things speaking of language, but when she let me know that immediately that this red, black, and green was more than just a symbol, it was substance to her. That was like Marcus Garvey. These colors, they represent more than just color. You know, the blood, us, the black, this green, this soil, the soil that our blood went into to make things available here and there, you see. But Nazura, she just, we connected. I was very impressed with her, not just nationalist, but Pan African perspective, more than just ideology, but in action. That really captured me, and we connected there in the spirit of the red, black, and green, in the spirit of the Nguzo Saba. We didn't have a whole lot of conversations on the journey. It was just something that we just connected with, and I continue to see that, and that impresses and inspires me. At the youth that she is, that she traveled that far and deep and wide for us, and got real clear early on. My name is Nazura, and when we speak her name, we call her forth, you see. When we speak the ancestors' name, that's how they live through us. And we say what? Nazura. Nazura. Let's say it again. Nazura. One more time. Nazura. Yeah, it's a very healing balm. And I don't have to scream it. I don't have to, you know, but any time that I really want to have my sister available, which she's never far away, all I have to do is even just speak her name or think of her, and there's nothing but love and bright light there. You know, thank you. Ashe.
Anyone else? Anyone else would like to share?
I wish I would have had more time to talk to her because I didn't realize the connection we had until after she passed. And to know that she was in Pittsburgh, bringing consciousness to the area is big for me because my family being from there and seeing how it's economically depressed for a lot of Africans in Pittsburgh, and for her to bring that light and share that wisdom with the youth. My cousin shared with me that she was in the process of learning how to wrap her hair, and my cousin never, ever would have said or thought to do something like that had it not been for Nazura. So that was healing for me, learning that she had made such an impact on where I grew up from and an impact on my family. So I'll never forget the times that we spoke or the impact that she left in my area. So I feel blessed to have met her and feel like it was divine order for us to meet before she made her transition.
Ashe. Ashe. Anyone else? Anyone else feel led to share?
Nazura and I connected while we were on, there on the coast of the motherland, and she shared a lot of things with me, and as a young woman, she was very wise beyond her years. She was really on a journey that she's still on. I don't look at her as being gone. I look at her as in front of us, lighting the way, the journey that we're all on. And she unselfishly shared herself with so many across the country and across the world. And, I just kind of so regret that I was supposed to go to Nigeria with her, but due to family emergencies, I couldn't make it. But I still cannot bring myself to delete the texts and the emails we were back and forth. I said, I wish I could have just recorded some of the conversations that we had because, we had some really interesting talks. We would be on the phone for hours. And so I don't look at her as being gone. I just look at her as lighting the way. And we love you, Nazura.
The one thing I remember about Nazura, first of all, she sat in front of us practically every day on the trip. And so, every day we saw Nazura. We didn't have a lot of conversations, but I knew just from being around her that, she had a lot of wisdom, a very strong person, a lot of strength. And I think the connection with me with Nazura was when we would go to the different schools and see the kids, and I saw the compassion that she had for the kids and how they would run to her and she would run to them. And I just remember one day going to the school and just, her being surrounded by the kids. That's the one memory that kind of stays with me with Nazura. And, just hearing about her transition, it just really struck me. Because she really was just this strong person. And every time I looked at her, I thought of Jill Scott. She just reminded me of Jill Scott for some reason. But I miss her, but I know that she's in a better place.
Ashe. Thank you, Sister Pat. We'll see you in a little bit.
In a little bit.
All right.
Thank you. Peace.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Bless you. All right, if they're good.